good day, sir.
How are you, man?
I'm all good in yourself.
I'm okay. I'm
And
okay.
thanks for allowing us to have this interview with you.
You are welcome, my
So,
brother.
quickly, who's Anthony Laffor before we start?
Uh, a very shy guy.
But you don't seem shy at all.
No, Anthony Laffor, from Liberia, in West Africa, and I think you know that I came to South Africa. I started my career with Jomo Cosmos
Yes.
for 2.5 years. Then I moved to Super Sport for 2.5 years. Then I moved to Sundance where I spent almost 8.5 years with the club. So I think I'm a jovial guy, but very positive. I know what I want. My family are important to me. Family come first. I think you can see they are all over the place. But the good thing they listen because they know that if I don't work, they won't do what they're supposed to do.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
So, in 2002, you played for LIC, I mean
Liska,
LIS,
Liska,
Leska.
yeah.
And how was it like? If you may take us back to how the journey started.
Well, it was difficult because in 2002 there was a war in Liberia,
Yes.
and that scene 2002 I was lucky to get on the national team. So it wasn't easy. I can remember my first money that I got from Leska was $100 US for 3 years.
Wow.
I signed a 3 years contract and they gave me $100 US. I was very happy because at that time where what we were going through in Liberia it was difficult, but till now, $100 US is, but at that time, I really, really appreciate what Liska president did for me, Mustafa Raji. He's the president of the Liberia Football Association now. We are still friends, and you never know, in life
Exactly.
sometimes the little things count in life because if I couldn't take that $100 US to play for Liska, I don't think where I would going to be today.
So, from Leska, you went to Ashanti Gold
Yeah,
in
from,
2003.
yeah.
So I believe your performances in Leska sent you to Ghana. So how was the transition from
It
Liberia
wasn't
to
about
Ghana?
performance at that time. The transition was because there was a war, like I said, and the Liberia Football Association they recommended me to go to Ghana because I had a friend of mine. He was supposed to go on a trip to Ghana, but he refused. So the football house in Liberia they recommended me to go Ghana. It wasn't because I was better than those guys or so. It was just an opportunity that I grabbed. And when I went to Ashanti Gold Feast in Ghana, it was difficult because of the language boundary and all the things. Then you had to speak three because I wasn't based in Accra. I was based in Obuasi, so they were almost like you in Lipopo, Polokwane, those type of places. Then were to speak English, it was difficult. But I had to learn the local language. The guys there, we were good friends. Some of my friends now that I play with, some of them retired, some of them in Europe, like Wakasu, Fatau Dauda, the goalkeeper of Ghana national team. And we stay in contact. So I just grabbed that opportunity that was given to me by the Liberia Football Association of Ghana.
And back in 2003, you made your first call up in
Yeah.
the national team. How was the feeling like?
Like I said, in 2002, I was already on the national team, but I didn't play game
Yeah.
because of the war. Because I can remember my first color was against Ethiopia in Liberia, but I didn't have a passport. The war was fighting, so I was on camp with the team, but I didn't register to play. So when I went to Ghana in 2000, to the end of 2002, 2003, we played against Gambia, and I got my first color in Gambia. You won't believe this. My first game was, I think, 50 35,000 people stadium the capacity at the stadium. I was just from Liberia playing for Ashanti Gofi. It's different, when the national anthem blew that day. I couldn't even talk to my friends because the stadium was so full. I don't know after how many years it was Gambia first game. And I was the man of the match in Gambia that day, but we lost that game. But I was privileged. I was happy that I was able to wear my country flair because when I was a kid growing up, it's something that I always wanted to do. And playing my first game for the national team was important. And not only that, after that game, I started getting more caught up until I captained the national team.
That's amazing. And today you are amongst the legend of the national team after Mr. George Weah, who's the current president of the country. So when we speak of legends, you are also among legends in Liberia. And how do you feel? Because you were still a kid
Yeah.
who probably never thought that today I'll become a legend because of the war. Some people, when there's war in countries, they tend to give up, but you never gave up, and today you are a legend. So how do you feel when you are called a legend?
Can I say lucky? I think I feel blessed, and I think it's all about discipline. You know, like I said when I started this whole interview, it wasn't that I was better than those guys that was playing on the national team. But since I got on the national team, I kept my feet on the ground. Some of the guys that I met there, I listened to them. I was privileged to play with some of the guys that Josh Weah played with on the national team, and I was also privileged to captain them. So to tell you that I got on the national team as a young player, I met some older guys there because of discipline and because of what I was doing. I was able to captain them. So I was lucky. And the first guy that called me a legend, it was a James Diba. If you check Liberia football
Yeah.
histories, Joshua is James Diba. James Diba was the captain, the coach for the national team. I think we went to play Togo. And then in front of everybody, were like, this is my legend. You know, since that time, I think
It flew like
yeah,
that.
it just
Yeah.
started flowing, and then in Sundowns, people call me legend because of what I did in the club. So it's something that you don't buy; you have to work for it. And I think I worked very hard, and I kept my feet on the ground. That's why people recognize me as a legend today, and a legend that still playing.
Exactly. So let's talk about something that might be disturbing. In 2012, you were expelled of the national team. So what incident took place? It was just before a game, a qualifying game. I forgot against what team
It
was
was
it?
against
Uganda. Against
we
Uganda.
played. No, it wasn't against Uganda. It was before the game against Namibia. I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
still remember. Okay,
What happened? Like what took
it all
place?
happened like this. You cannot be a spare and they call you back, right?
Exactly.
So I will just go through the story. What happened? So we were on camp. I took up to 22 injection. I had an ankle injury. So the Namibia game in Liberia, I was not supposed to play, but because at that time I was the leader, I was the captain. So I captained the team. We drew in Namibia in Liberia. I went to the coach and I told him that I took I think about 20 some way injection already and I needed to come back on base to play for Sundance. We had a game. So I won't be able to travel with the team to Namibia. We agreed. And then we had two other guys on the team, Francis Grandpa Do and deal with it. I don't know what they did. I don't want to go there because you know this going to go viral. So I don't know what they did, but they are my colleague they were my colleague at that time on the national team. So in the evening time, I already know that I was not traveling. So those guys called me at the house. We went there, we had some drinks. You know, boys now we all came from outside. I was not traveling. I went to catch up with my friends. In the morning, I wake up from bed. I heard on the news that I was expelled. Imagine. So, what I did, I had a press conference when the team went to Namibia for the Liberian people to know my part that I play, and so many people found a reason with me. You can go back to the news since 2012. Those guys, the reason why they didn't go, I think they attacked the LFA president. So for the news to be good, they added me on the news because they saw me with them that night, but I didn't did what they were doing. So after a few months, the LFA, the Liberian people, they called me back on the national team, and I accepted that because I love my country, and I believe that if I wasn't playing for my national team, I was not going to reach this far. So when they called me, I accepted it, and now the LFA president, he apologized. The coaches, they apologized for what they did because I've been disciplined throughout. All of a sudden, they added me on some undisciplined guys, you know, but that is history now. I was happy to be called back on the national team. And when we played Namibia, I scored against Namibia. My first caller after they expelled me from the national team. So that's what happened. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't something that I did. But you know, sometimes in life, you get catch up in some things and that is not necessary. I will blame myself because that night, if I was not going to be seen with those guys, I don't think I was going to win.
Exactly. So your first goal in the
My,
national
my
team.
first goal for the national team it was way back against Sierra Leone. And my wife is from Sierra Leone,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, my first goal was against Sierra Leone in Liberia, and it was on complex. We play. It was international friendly, and we beat them 2-0. That day I scored the second goal. That was my first goal.
And what went through your head when you scored your first goal for your people?
It was something that I always wanted to do, but you should also know that on the national team today, I'm one of the Liberian players that I play all positions up front. I started as a midfielder. I played number 8, number 6 for the national team when I was in Ghana. When you were calling me, I was a midfielder, and then I changed to a winger. I was a striker one time. So when I scored my first goal, because so many people, Laffor is working, he come to South Africa, he score goals, but he don't want to score on the national team. So when I got that first goal, it was a relief for me, you know. So I felt very proud of myself that I could give back to my country.
Got So in 2005, you have played for Jomo Cosmos.
Yeah.
Then from 2005 to 2008, you have joined the Matantansa family, Super Sport United, and you
Wow, you're
were.
informed, man.
That's my job as a journalist, you know. So you contributed to the team that won 2 leagues.
Yeah.
So what memories do you have from your time at Supersport? You just came from Jomo Cosmos,
No, but I'll start with Cosmos
of
because
course.
when I joined Cosmos, like I said, I was a midfielder. So Cosmos at that time, after I don't know how many years, they didn't win trophy when I joined Cosmos. So when I got to Cosmos, the first ever trophy Cosmos won after 10 years was the Coca-Cola Trophy, and I was the player of that tournament. We won the Coca-Cola Trophy. So I started winning from Jomo Cosmos before moving to Sunderland. So in Cosmos it was different. In Cosmos we were not thinking about winning the league. We were only playing to be in the top 8 because of the caliber of player that we had. Jomo never wanted to buy quality and other things like that. So we were focused on the top 8. You know, if we beat Kaiser Chiefs, we beat Orlando Pirates, we all happy. Unlike when I moved to Super Sport, different dimension where now you want to win the league.
Of course.
So when I got there at that time, Super Sport have already won the first league title. The second league title I was there, the third league title I was there. So I won 2 league titles with them already. But the good thing about winning the league, if you win one, you want to win two.
Of course.
If you win the second one, you want to win the third
Of
one.
course. Of
So
course.
we set our goal every season to win the league, and at that time I was under a coach that gave me hand. He got the best out of me because every every season I scored like 13 to 14 goals in all competition.
Wow.
And yeah, and I was a top scorer for Super Sport for 2 seasons that I won when I was there. So that way all started before moving to Mamelodi Sundowns.
And you could possibly move to Europe after a successful spell at Supersport, but why didn't you pursue your career abroad? You decided to stay in South Africa.
No, when I was at Cosmos, I went to France. I went to Olympique Marseille. It didn't materialize because Jomo wanted to sell me like I was a European player or so, you know. So the reason why when I left Supersport to come to Sundowns, it was different because the offer that I was getting overseas, because at that time I didn't have French opportunity again. The club then that wanted me was to go to Denmark, Norway, those type of country then. And Sundowns were full. Sundowns could give me what I wanted. So what the essence of me leaving 100 rand to go and get 50 rand in Europe, and my family in South Africa. So that I took that decision to stay in South Africa because I didn't want to go Europe just because of the name Euro. Then to go to Europe, I'm not making any money, and I stay in South Africa, I'm getting money for myself. So that's the reason why I took that opportunity to stay at Mamelodi Sundowns because Sundowns were playing at the highest level at
Of
the
course.
time.
And moving to Sundowns in 2012, you have won 4 leagues, if I'm
No,
not mistaken, five
five league
leagues.
title. Yeah.
You have won one Champions League. You have
Five or
won
six.
5 or 6.
I think yeah,
Yeah,
five league
five,
title. Yeah,
right?
five. Yeah.
And you have won one Champions League,
No, six. One, two, three, four, five, 6 league titles.
6 league.
Something.
Wow, that's amazing. And you have won one Champions League
Yeah.
and one
Super
Super
Cup.
Cup against the almighty TP Mazembe. And talk to us more about the game against TP Mazembe, because watching that game, you made Kasasula, very like you made him suffer because he was running up and down and he still couldn't catch up with your speed. So
No,
talk to us more about that game before we speak of
no, you
the
see,
Zamalek game.
TB Mazembe, TB Mazembe used to be one of the best team in Africa.
When you said used to be, they no more.
If you can check the records now, you
Yeah.
know they are not like the way they used to be.
Yeah, true.
You know, so when I was in Super Sport, and we used to play in the Champions League, but just in the qualifying groups. Not we never used to qualify in the group
Of
stage.
course.
So then when I moved to Sundowns, we had this coach Piso, who wanted to win everything. His ambition was very big. So he wanted us to play TB Mazembe. He even wanted us to fly to Congo for a friendly. So all of a sudden, when we got in the group stage, we were paired with TB Mazembe. Wow. The first game against TB Mazembe, Loftus Stadium, Congolese, you guys from the stadium. It was crazy. I think we beat TB Mazembe 1-0.
Yeah.
The second trip, when we went to Congo, TB Mazembe beat us 3-0 in TB. It was the first game that I played. Let's say the second game that I played against TB Mazembe. It was different, the atmosphere, Congolese supporter and all that thing. Then the second group stage, we were paired against TB Mazembe. At that time, we were prepared. We were prepared for war because we were in the same group.
Yeah.
They came, we beat them, yeah, we went that side, they beat us 1-0. We left that. The two teams I think went progress in the next stage of the competition. Now we already know that we could beat TP Mazembe. We could go to Congo and get a draw. We could score in Congo because all what we used to hear about TP Mazembe, yo, those guys are playing the FIFA Club World Cup, TP Mazembe is like this. But now it was different. So now when we play them in
The final.
the Super Cup,
Yeah,
the Super Cup, it was different. We won the Champions League already. TP Mazembe is coming to Sundowns. We are African champions. They are Confederation champions. So it was an easy game. It was very easy that day because the pressure was not like before when we started. So I think the game just flowed that day. We were all free. We were having fun, and that's why in football, if you want to enjoy yourself, you should have fun, and we have fun that day. And we were lucky to beat them that day.
Yeah, because looking at the game, it was so amazing that we could see two powerhouse of African football and displaying a proper football. It was really amazing.
Yeah,
so, as a player, what is your worst memory as a player? As a soccer player,
I got a lot.
Just one of them.
Just one of them. It will be with the national team. We had this opportunity to qualify for the Nation Cup against Togo, where in Liberia we leading Togo 2-0, and Togo equalized in the 87 minute. They scored the first goal in the 70 something minute, and in the 88 minute they scored the second goal, and then we drew 2-2. We were unable to qualify for the Nation Cup.
And your celebration when you score, you go like, so did you take that from the wrestling channel, or Daniel Bryan is your favorite wrestler?
Yeah, he used to. I don't think he wrestling anymore, but I just love his style of wrestling, and I love wrestling a lot. And then I think the first game that I did that, it wasn't about me anymore. It was about the Sunderland supporter. They cooperated with me good, and we stick to it. So now everywhere that I go, people like the year celebration, but it wasn't something that I wanted to stick to, because when I did that, everybody went wow, and I did that in a big game. We played Kaiser Chiefs. It was 1-1 when I scored in the last minute. When I went to the supporter, they took it. Since then, I just kept it.
And because whenever we watch your videos and when you score, we're already expecting all the supporters to go like, and that's really amazing. So, which coach did you best work under?
Coach Gavin Hunt. Coach Gavin Hunt, like I said, he got the best out of me in Super Sport. He allowed me to express myself. I'm not saying that Jomo wasn't a good coach, Piso wasn't a good coach, but Gavin Hunt is that coach that he wants to get 120% out of you. When I was on coach Jomo Sono, it was different. I was playing more like a free role. We had Chris Katongo, Mamadou Diallo.
Amazing players.
Yeah, it was different.
Amazing players.
Yeah, amazing players. So it was different. Piso, Sundance, we got a lot of good players. If Anthony Laffor play today, tomorrow if I don't play the guy that going to play, you won't see the difference either.
Yeah.
So I think Gavin Hunt is super spoke out the best out of me.
Do you see yourself as a coach after your professional career?
I don't want to stress myself. I think it's stressful, but I'm still going to be in football. I want to help kids in Africa, especially Liberia, West Africa, because of the Champions League. I've been recognized every country that I go to, so I think I can help in scouting player or be agent. That role will suit me than to be a coach.
Okay. So, what advice can you give to the young ones who are coming?
Yeah, like I said in my interview, it's discipline. It's discipline. If you want something, you go for it. Nobody else should tell you that you won't make it because the family that I'm from a very very poor family. Today, I'm privileged to. I'm not satisfied by living a comfortable life today. When I was growing up, I didn't have the opportunity, like the opportunity that my kids are having now. So you just have to keep your feet on the ground, stay focused, be disciplined, knowing what you want, because that is the key. If you don't know what you want, it's another thing. If you want to be a soccer player, you focus and be a soccer player, and that's it.
And we see so many African players, once they finish their professional career, some of them go broke. And what are you doing to actually avoid taking that route of going broke after your professional career? Because
Yeah,
some of them don't even invest. They spend money on alcohol, fancy cars, and after
yes,
the career,
as
everything
you
is
can
gone.
know, I got a clothing line already
Yeah.
that is positive, it's moving only because of the COVID-19 event pause. And my wife is a businesswoman, so yeah, we are into business. We trying to do what we're supposed to do, just so that after my career, my kid, they should still live the life that they're living.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing is about me and my family. Now I got nothing to prove to anybody.
Yeah.
I just want to keep my cycle small and take care of my family.
Yeah.
My wife stick to what she's doing, continue with my clothing line. I'm not in competition with anybody.
And talking of your clothing line, is it called AL, right?
AL, yeah, Anthony
28.
Laffor 28, yeah.
And how do people buy them?
It's online. You can go on my Instagram page. They got their own page, AL28.
Okay.
You can go on Instagram, you see that, and you can also follow me on Instagram. If you want, you just click AL28, it's gonna pop up.
Okay.
You can buy it from the internet. They deliver it by to your doorstep.
Okay, that's great. So you heard the man, guys. If you're really interested in the clothing line, do as he said. Thank you very much, Mr. Anthony Laffor. Thank you for having International African Net here. It was really a pleasure, and hopefully, we are going to watch you soon on TV.
Yeah, by the grace of God. Thank
Thank
you,
you very
man.
much.
This thing took a long time, but finally, at least, you were opportune, myself, I was opportune to get on your platform, all the things like that. I just wish you all the best of luck and stay focused, be who you are, and I believe that your platform going to get big very soon.
Thank you very much, and
Sure,
amen
my
to that.
brother, sure.
That was it from International African Net. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at International African Net. See you there.
Bye. Peace.